Hey, how are you? I'm SliceofOtaku, and currently, the concept of Ultra Instinct has very much inserted itself into many Dragon Ball based discussions, and rightfully so. Achieving this state of being, or at least partially achieving it at this point, imposed a drastic change upon Goku, continuously escalating him to be deadlier and deadlier during his bout against the mighty Jiren. And Piccolo actually noted that with each block, Goku's blows would evolve, becoming heavier, swifter, and more accurate, which could very well be attributed to his Saiyan lineage working in conjunction with the state of Ultra Instinct. Take note that it is with each block that Goku evolves, and I emphasize this because each and every one of Jiren's blows are deadly, and so Goku blocking them is the equivalent of mitigating potentially fatal blows. Here, Ultra Instinct is coupled by Zenkai Boost, a truly limitless pairing that synergizes to astronomical proportions. Think about it. The Saiyan power of Zenkai Boost is already an instinct-based ability on its own. Dangerous experiences within combat are embedded into a Saiyan's very being, reducing the possibility of injury by the same thing again, whilst also elevating them post-recovery. Now this is something Jiren seemingly takes note of as he comments on how interesting Saiyans are. Now this particularly piqued my interest because Jiren is a rather reserved speaker. He doesn't really talk much, but when he does speak, you have to listen. And rather than commenting on the Spirit Bomb or even Ultra Instinct, something he could potentially relate to, he specifically mentions Saiyans. And so with this information alone, it may seem as though Goku as a Saiyan is the ideal being to unlock Ultra Instinct, but in actuality, there looks to be a few checks and balances placed upon this crazy pairing. The assortment of things Toriyama has included in the current story relating to the theme of nothingness is very interesting to me. The tournament of power taking place in the world of Void, and the act of completely erasing universes being two big ones. And on that note, Ultra Instinct, if anything, is a state of ultimate mental neutrality in reference to combat. To achieve this state, one must forego any and all intellectual thought related to movement and simply allow their body to move. Allowing oneself to consider movements and techniques is at this point far too long of a process. It takes time for the brain to send messages to the body, which simultaneously acts as a limitation on movement. With Ultra Instinct, Goku is a very different fighter, one that is practically unrecognizable to his allies. The word instinct is very notable when it comes to his behavior. He is essentially a wild animal relying upon instinct alone. And maybe he's more like a wild monster than a wild animal, as depicted by his ghoulish wails. Like a creature backed into a corner, Goku only managed to achieve this state by means of desperation. He was on the brink of death, with the danger of his own Spirit Bomb decimating him, which served as the trigger to his ascension. His motivation in this instance was the refusal of death, which, despite how insane it may sound, had never really been his motivation to fight in the past. Most of the time, even in the most dire of situations, Goku's intentions are connected to enjoyment, because as a Saiyan, combat brings him incredible joy, which isn't simply Saiyan culture, which he was exempt from. This is a genetic trait carried by his species. The problem is, with his intentions tied to enjoyment, Goku will continuously look for ways to heighten that feeling, leading to a lot of thinking as he fights, keeping him distanced from the power of Ultra Instinct, which lays dormant within him. And so more than just overcoming a mental hindrance, Goku must break the limitation imposed by his Saiyan lineage, taking himself to unimaginable heights, which goes to show just how incredible Jiren stands to be as an adversary, considering the many hurdles Goku must overcome to at the very least have a fighting chance against the guy. Looking back now, it seems like the second opening for Dragon Ball Super, Limit Breaker X Survivor, has multiple layers of meaning. The innate layer being in possible relation to the Tournament of Power's various limitations imposed on participants, such as the inability to fly or kill, and most notably, the time limit. This would be the Limit Breaker portion, a need for fighters to go beyond these restrictions in order to win, and the Survivor part being about simply being the surviving universe, exempt from erasure. But now, we may see the Limit Breaker portion as Goku shattering his limitations, achieving Ultra Instinct, and removing the concept of limits entirely due to his Saiyan traits, and the Survivor half of the equation being about his desire to live being the catalyst to his development. And actually, two lines of the song translate to, "The door of possibilities is still locked. The invincible me is waiting there." But anyways friends, hopefully this video has helped you realize just how fearsome Saiyans can become under the right circumstances. Let me know, do you think the usage of Ultra Instinct opened the floodgates for the already instinct-based trait known as Zenkai Boost? Leave me any and all of your thoughts on the matter in the comments and share the video with anyone who you think needs this information in their life. Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.